How's everybody doing?
Good.
What's up, man? We're trying to figure out some internet Wi-Fi stuff, so apologies. Somebody, how you doing? Good. Hello? Oh, it's going in there.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
that's where it's headed.
No problem.
Okay, so Steve is gonna speak for a little bit, and then if you have questions for Steve Lobel, as I mentioned, please just come up to the mic just to make sure that everybody can hear it in Montreal also. So Steve, welcome.
Thank you for having me. How's everybody doing?
Good.
I guess is someone gonna moderate or
Yeah,
just
I'll moderate,
okay? I'm ready.
Go for it.
So first of all, like real quick, just to give you guys a bio, what I've done in the music industry for about 30 years. And I'm sure most people here are like producers, engineers, maybe some rappers, correct? A mixture of everybody, right? So I'm the guy like behind the scenes for a lot of people. But since social media came around, I'm a little bit more out there. And I do a lot of interviews because I have a lot of stories and a lot of knowledge. So I started in the music business, man, in the '80s with Run DMC and Jam Master Jay, rest in peace. I'm sure everybody knows who Run DMC and Jam Master Jay is, right? From there, I've worked with so many different people throughout my career, from Eazy-E, rest in peace, to Big Pun, rest in peace. I worked with 3 6 Mafia, 8 Ball and MJG, Nipsey Hussle, Sean Kingston, Ayaz, Man, Soulja Boy, Scott Storch, Fat Joe, Common Sense, Beat Nuts, MOP. The list goes on. I work with so many legendary rappers, and I'm blessed to still be working in the game and still be relevant. Working with Scott Storch. I don't know if you guys know who Scott Storch is, the legendary producer. I'm part of his, big comeback right now. He's working with everybody, young, relevant, fresh, from the Russes to the A Boogies to ASAP Ferg to so on and so forth. I'm managing Casanova. I don't know if you guys know Casanova out of Brooklyn. He signed to Rock Nation Warehouse. I'm still with Bone Thugs and Harmony. Been working with them for 23 years. I do a lot of consulting. I do a lot of motivational speaking, television, film stuff. And
Steve,
yes.
We just gotta click your
No problem.
pack in your pocket. Just yeah, there's an on switch on the side. Make sure it is.
Yeah, just for the stream, we gotta
There
make sure
we
they
go.
can.
can anybody get me on Wi-Fi real quick?
Make sure it is.
We cannot lose all this stuff, Darren.
Darren, where you at?
Right here.
Come here, take my phone and see what you can do. Try to see if you go on my just get over. So, I come to Toronto a lot, and this is Darren, by the way. We had started something called Hip Hop Don't Know You years ago. And I would come up here every year around OVO, and I would speak. And I think I've been here numerous amount of times, and I appreciate them having me. So, I don't know. I've been doing this a long time. I got a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, a lot of gems, a lot of gifts to give you guys if you want to learn, And I posted something today on Instagram, and it said 10% music, 90% business. Because I feel like a lot of people want to get in the music business, again, music business, but they don't know the music business. So a lot of people want to rap, produce, but they don't know the business side of it. So say you're a producer, if you don't know about ASCAP or BMI or CSAC, or you don't know about publishing splits, or advances, royalties, you need to know about that. If you're a rapper and you're trying to get on and you're just trying to do it to look cool for your friends or the neighborhood or likes on Instagram or Snapchat, as a rapper or as an artist, you need to know about the music business. So you need to know what a 360 deal is. You need to know that you need a lawyer to look at your contracts. You need to know about touring. You need to know about every aspect of the music business, and there's so many different things about the music business. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know, and they don't want to learn. You understand? And then later on, they want to say, oh, well, this happened or that happened because they didn't want to take the time to educate themselves. Wherever I turn right now, everybody's a rapper. Everybody's a producer. Everybody's a video director. Everybody's an engineer. Everybody's a model. Because of social media, So what's going to make you different to the competition, right? And most people are followers, not leaders. And they go get caught up in the trend. All right, trap music's in, I'm going to make trap beats. This one's rapping like this, I'm going to rap like this. But everybody's already done that before. So you create your own lane, you be innovative, you be creative, be a leader, and you go with your gut. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody wants to follow a trend, and that's not a good thing. Again, wherever I turn, because of social media or the internet, which is a gift and a curse, everybody's trying to rap. What makes me want to sign or work with the next rapper? Right? It's hard. So do I sit back and act like someone works at a record label and says, well, how many likes they have, how many followers they have, how many views they have, you know, how much traction they have? Or I'm the type of guy, I want to sign or deal with someone off of the work ethic. Because a lot of the new generation kind of lazy. They don't want to work. They want to press a button. I don't come from that, you know, that era. I'm over 50 years old and I work all day long. Russell Simmons is working like a dog, Puff Daddy, 50 Cent. It's the passion. We don't do this for the money. We do this for the love and the passion. And in life, you have to do stuff because you love to do it. You understand? Sometimes we're forced to get a job to pay our bills. We really don't love it. But in reality, like you get in the music business, you gotta love what you do. You understand? You gotta put work in. Nothing's gonna happen overnight. So what makes someone different? Like years ago, you based off finding someone off their talent. These days, you gotta find someone based off their personality, their work ethic, their loyalty. Because a lot of people you help and you put them on, next thing you know, they get amnesia. And they forget about the people that helped them out. You know what I mean? And integrity and so on and so forth. You know, because personality's trumping talent these days. No one can sit here and tell me that they knew that Cardi B was going to have the #1 record in the country, in the United States. I don't know about over here. But the #1 record, she comes off Love and Hip Hop. Remember, Love and Hip Hop was a avenue for television that you're a has-been. And now they took someone off that show and look what happened. So these days you never know. You never know who's going to pop. I can't even tell you what song is good or bad these days because there's so much craziness out here. It's called the Wild Wild West now. It's like the freestyle. Like no one knows no more. There's no rules no more in the music industry. No rules. Every week there's someone new. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, again, like I would love to raise their hands so I know where to direct a lot of my speaking is. How many people here are producers? How many here are artists? How many here are management or engineers and so on and so forth? Okay, so I'm gonna go with engineers, right? You know, from where I come from back in the days, an engineer was just the engineer, right? Now I'm seeing that engineers are mixing, engineers are, you know, in sessions, a lot of engineers are producers, and I'm suggesting to anybody who's an engineer to try to intern first, if you can, at a great studio where there's a lot of artists or traffic coming in, right? And don't go always for the money. Just try to get in where you fit in because everybody else is trying to get in where they fit in, right? And it's about the approach and, you know, your humbleness and your personality. In life, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Trust me when I tell you. It's not what you know no more, it's who you know. So you get into the studio, you build relationships, and now I'm noticing a lot of artists these days got their own engineers. They try, French got his own engineer, this one got his own engineer, and they're building relationships, and they feel comfortable with that person. So make sure you build in a relationship with the artist. And don't think you work in the studio, you got to go work with the best artist that might come in. You never know who's going to pop in 6 months. It's a marathon, not a sprint like Nipsey Hussle says. I don't know if you guys know Nipsey, but I put Nipsey on. You know what I mean? And that's been a marathon. And he really built a big brand. So, you know, you have to understand that nothing's going to happen overnight. Patience, sacrifice equals success. Stay humble. Everything goes up, must come down. You know what I mean? And when you come down, it's hard to get back up sometimes. I've been blessed that my career has been on cruise control. I haven't been up and down. I've just been moderated. You know what I mean? Like, I've had hit records. I've been involved with Grammys and stuff, but sometimes it's hard to get up. Sometimes to the bottom, you go down. So that's my advice for engineers. Because now that I'm managing a producer, and I've never managed a producer, you know, I come from the era of I'm just getting tracks from producers, from an artist, and then artists are going in and they're cutting. You know what I mean? And then call a lawyer and you do the deal for the producer agreement. Now, because I'm managing Scott, I'm learning everything, even about writers. You know, writers is the most powerful person right now in the game if you're a dope writer, because people need those hooks and that top line. You understand? It's deeper than Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear's been around a long time. But there's a lot of great writers out here. And those are the most valuable people I feel right now in the music business. And, you know, sometimes you get in the room, there's multiple writers. But that's how ideas come. And, you know, a lot of people have egos. They want to work with a writer. They don't want to work with this one, that one. And I feel like if you're a team, you might have a chance getting a hit record more if you work with someone else or collaborate. Because together everybody achieves more. That's what team means. You know, a lot of people don't understand that, and there's no I in team. So, you know, if there's any songwriters in here, if you can get any session, get in on those sessions. And you just never know what's going to pop, but make sure them splits are right. You know what I mean? Like what you wrote or what you came up with this word or a melody and so on and so forth. If you're a rapper or a singer, you're an artist, which I've seen at least 10 people raise their hand, y'all all competing against each other. What's going to make you different, right? How are we going to get on? How are we going to get a deal? These days, people don't even want a deal. I've been in the studio the last 2 weeks with 2 artists that are turning down deals. I'm like, what? Turn down $1 million deals from major labels. I've never heard that in my life. Most artists want to sign, but these days, because of independence, they're saying no. And then they get a great booking agent, they go on tour, they sell their merch, and they do everything else. Look at Chance the Rapper, really no label. The kid Russ, I don't know if you know Russ. I didn't even know who that kid was 3 months ago. That kid's huge, and he's not even at the top of his level yet. You know, he came to work with Scott. The guy produces, engineers, writes, sings, raps his own stuff. He's like, I don't even work with a producer. But he came to work with Scott, and then he dropped 4 records in a row. I don't know if you guys saw that. I'm like, these young kids is learning everything themselves. They're sitting in there engineering, doing the vocal production. I'm like, wow, these kids are people out here talented. You know, and then they don't need a label. They feel like they could do it themselves. But it's also about back in the days of independent, like Too Short and E40 was selling out the back of the trunk, or Suave House and Rap A Lot down south selling the back of the trunk, or Nipsey doing independent. Like, independent's been going on, it's just a different ballgame now. So, you know, if you're an artist, you gotta be innovative and creative these days. I don't suggest you go out there and, like, no disrespect, but Little Pump and that type of shit, like, I don't get it. You know, the guy comes over to Scott's house, the guy's lean the hell out. Doesn't even know about hip hop, but got millions of followers and everybody's chasing him. Like, I don't get it. But again, you know, only God could judge. I'm not judging. It's just my opinion. I need substance. But, you know, everything's little this, little that. And because of social media, a lot of these weirdos, people are loving it. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just saying my opinion. You might not like my shoes. I might like yours. I don't want to fight you. But you know what it is? But I feel like radio stations or like video companies or fans or kids, you're the ones who are supporting the garbage. And then there's great stuff out there, you're supporting that too. You guys dictate it. I try to tell people that got a powerful message on the radio that you guys are the ones to determine what these people will like and listen to. So if I'm going to speak, I'm going to speak the truth in my opinions. I do a lot of interviews and I have no filter. I don't care because I have nothing to hide. So you really got to just, you know, put out the right thing when you have a platform to speak. And look, there might be 30 people in here, but less is more in life. So if you're an artist, you don't need to put out 100 records. Less is more. You understand what that means? And it's quality over quantity. I don't need 5,000 people to speak to right now. I got quality people right here are focused instead of someone on their phone or texting or on social media or BSing. So I'd rather talk, you know, quality over quantity. I also try to tell people that money comes and goes, but history stays. If we can make history and continue to make history, we're going to make money. Money don't make me. The Rolex don't make me. The car don't make me. What makes me is my integrity, my principles, and morals. I will never sell my soul for a check in the music industry. I will never change. Everybody knows me. I'm still the same. You understand what I mean? And I told Scott Storch, I'm like, my end game with you is to win a Grammy. Because a lot of people shitted on him when he fell off and got on cocaine. And you know, everybody goes through trials and tribulations. So now I'm just going to sit up there when he wins a Grammy and smile, humbly, like I told y'all. You know what Bone Thugs and Hard Been with them 23 years, knock on wood, it's 5 guys. A lot of emotions, egos, controversy, right? But our end game is to get to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So anything in life that you're doing, Have an end game. Know where you're going. Don't just say I'm doing this and don't even think about what you're going to have in the future. You got a plan and structure. A lot of people don't have structure. You know what I mean? And you know, I know Cal a long time, but I know he's got the whole keys thing going on. But my keys to success, and you guys should really remember this, is in being in this music business or in life, organization. If you're not organized, screwed up.